Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna get the rest of this wiring buttoned up because this has been just bothering me because we got so much time into wiring. I'm really tired of wiring. So we're gonna take the time after we start it and we hear this thing roar to life. We're gonna go ahead and get this wiring all buttoned up to where it actually starts and shuts off by the key. And then I'm not exactly sure after that what we're gonna do today, but there are so many little things that we've started that need to be finished. I do have a yoke, an actual U-joint style yoke, not a flange yoke for the back. We can measure for the drive shaft, that'll be good. And we also have to build a power steering pump mount. There's a lot of little stuff to do, but let's at least get this wiring knocked out because it looks like crap, and that's just killing me to have to work on wiring. Let's see if this thing will start. It's the next day. We had a heck of a time yesterday with the wiring. We thought we had a big issue, turned out to be another loose ground. Check your grounds, guys. Don't be like me. We threw the harness back in. We didn't tighten any ground. There's 6 grounds. Every single one of them has caused us issues. We got it figured out. You can see we got the wiring all kind of buttoned back up. The fuse block is in. This is about what we have to finish up. I have a little bit of Jeep wiring, but it starts from the key, it shuts off by the key. We can now move on. We have a ton of little stuff, boring stuff, monotonous stuff. This cross member we cut out, we didn't need to cut that out, so we're gonna weld that back in. We also don't need to move our track bar now that we shorten the oil pan. We gotta get the fuel fill hose in. We got a yoke we got to put on the rear axle so we can measure for a drive shaft. We are counting this down. We're going to make a list and we're going to start checking stuff off the list. None of it's fun, none of it's exciting, but we're getting so close to doing a drive. So let's start knocking this stuff out. All right, so I got a 2" by 1¼ inch reducer. For right now, this is what we're going to do. It may work just fine. I'm noticing this almost looks smaller than this 1¼ inch. I don't know that we're going to get it in there. We might. But I got a nice long piece of 2", which is going to be too long, but we'll make it work. Alright, so we're going to use a little bit of dielectric grease for its proper use, and that's lubing the fitting here.
Lubing fuel lines.
Lubing fuel lines. Put some on here. See if we can make it go in. I don't know what happened to the clamp. We'll have to find one. Wow, that's got to stretch quite a ways. Oh, we're going. I'd like to say it's only temporary, but if it works, it's not temporary, right? Exactly. Oh, wow, look at that. All the way in. We'll find the clamp, but that's not going to leak. From here to there. Looks good to me. Make sure when you cut your fuel fill hose, you get a perfectly straight cut. So don't ask me to do it. That's straight enough. You got to be careful doing this on like radiator hoses because the pressure of the cooling system will push it back off. Ask me how I know. But there's no pressure on this. Oh, wow. All right. You know what? I think that's fantastic. I even brought a drill. And I bet you it's the wrong size. Yep, it is. I got a regular yoke, a U-joint style yoke for this axle. This is supposed to bolt right onto here so we can run a regular drive shaft. I pulled the nut off before and it needs a puller on there. Let's get her done. We got AJ's monstrosity of a puller here. That's pretty impressive. AJ was right. Don't tell him I said that.
I was going to say, I don't think it's even...
This is totally the wrong way to do that. Good as new. Watch, it doesn't fit. We got our nice and rusty washer. I could talk. AJ just happened to have the wrong socket that fits perfect. That's moving.
I know. It'll still do its job.
It will. So there is a proper preload for this. We're just gonna do it. I think that's good. There we go.
I think that was it.
That was it. Proper preload set. Now, if I was smart, I'd have put the U-joint this way so I can measure it properly. This drive shaft here is actually out of the Avalanche that we Duramax swapped. So this is designed to be behind a Duramax. It wants to be behind a Duramax. Actually, this was behind the 8.1, but... So, the reason I put that in is I really just need the drive shaft, the yoke. This guy here's got too small of a U-joint. I don't want to use it. We're going to break it. We're probably going to break everything, but you know. So the Jeep is close to where we're going to have the set ride height. We'll push. There we go. That's all the way in. We definitely don't want to be that far. We're going to start by going center, which is about right there, to center, which usually is pretty close to the face of this. So we're 34.25, and these yokes, which I set that one down somewhere already. What'd I do with it? Oh, it's right there. So we're 5 inches. We definitely don't want to come out that much. So if right now we're 6 inches there, let's come out. Come on. That's probably where we would want it to ride, I would think. We're out like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. Don't you think? So that puts us at 32.5. 33. We need to write that down because we're going to forget. In 3, 2, 1. What was that number again?
75.
Perfect. After we got the fill neck done, I quick put the evap. There's a 3/4 inch vent line. I just used a piece of 3/4 inch hose that I had. That's done, buttoned up. Feels great to actually have something done. We measured the drive shaft. It's only $100 to have one shortened. I'll probably just pay to have it done. We have the lathe, but I just don't have time for that. Next, we are going to get the steering gearbox back in, hopefully for the last time. We did test fit our track bar, and AJ Brink, come on in here. We originally had major pan to track bar clearance issues, but we shortened the pan to clear the differential anyway, and now, although that is only about 1.5 inches, it is enough. We jumped on this frame to get the suspension to fully collapse and hit the bump stops, and we just touched. Now I'm going to put extended bump stops in, so that will never happen. We do not need to move this anymore, which is fantastic. We're gonna get the steering gearbox back in. We have to extend the steering shaft, and then this thing will have steering again. We realized after we lopped this out that it actually is going to work to be in there, so we're going to burn it back in place, shoot it with some paint. AJ's going to burn it in. He's the master welder here. There we have it. This showed up a couple days ago, got shipped to my house, so that way we didn't have to worry about if somebody was home. We're gonna unbox it. We're gonna unbox it and see what we got. Hopefully it's an engine.
I'm hoping. Does it just come right up?
It looks like the box has a bottom to it. So I guess let's open the top.
Oop. Do you need that?
It says don't use sharp objects when opening the box.
Sounds about right.
Ooh, pretty. Oh, yeah. Wasn't it a tapered shaft it was on?
Yep. And you asked him.
I did ask him. So I will have to make some tone calls on that one, because it said it was supposed to have a tapered shaft. That is not a tapered shaft. This box is pretty heavy. There's something in there. Hydraulic hose extensions. Oh, look at the cute test light.
Nice.
Fuel line. We don't have to buy fuel line now. There. It's still not a tapered shaft, though. Oh, that's going to be the hydraulic pump drive.
Oh.
That's what that is. Because then there's the bracket to mount the hydraulic pump. There it is, right there.
Right there.
There's
yep.
the tapered shaft adapter. Okay, see?
Yep, cool.
We got a choke. We got a throttle cable. Bushing. This is a very complete kit for the price. I mean, it was expensive, but very exciting. We look forward to getting the skid steer back up and running for the guy. So next time, we'll get this engine out of the box, get the skid steer back in here, and start making it fit. We cut off about 1 5/8 inches from the steering shaft because the steering shaft comes out at an angle towards the engine. So that gives us more clearance between the steering shaft and the injectors. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the steering shaft. I made a mark so it's straight so we can make sure it's clocked properly. And then we're going to take this piece of 1-inch bar or whatever size, it's the same size as this, we're going to cut the same length, 1 5/16. We're going to weld it in the middle, clean it up, paint it, and be good as new. Well, it's kind of straight. That one cut faster.
Hey, you marked my floor. Well, back to the welding table.
We figured we should probably test fit it before we weld it fully, just in case it's too long, too short, or just right. Not that you can see anything going on. Hey, it's warm. AJ, why'd you get this warm?
So your cold hands could warm up.
Ground.
Helps if you hook up the ground.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
All right, we got our steering shaft in. I don't know if you'll be able to see this bottom section with the camera. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, kinda. Anyways, right there you can see it turning. And then that goes all the way up to right there. So that's in for good now. Tim's all excited about it.
We got steering! And we also, it's gonna be really hard to see, but on these Duramaxes, the fuel line that goes into the CP3 is down in the valley here, and it's tiny. It's like a 3/8, it's probably even a quarter. And so I got a fitting to upgrade to half, and then I ran a 1/2 inch line all the way back to the 1/2 inch line here. So instead of going from half to quarter and quarter to the CP3, we now got 1.5 inch. One step closer. What are we doing next?
There you go, Al. We're not driving it yet, but we're close.
We're close. This is where the power steering pump is going to go. We cannot fit it down in front because of the steering gearbox is just too big and bulky and in the way. And this, we're not going to use AC. It's a Jeep. Not really worried about AC. We want to have doors off and all that fun stuff. This is where it's going to go, and it is a little tight, but I think it's going to work. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start by fabbing kind of a horseshoe bracket to bolt to the original 4-bolt holes that the AC compressor bolted to. And then we'll take the bracket that this was originally bolted to, we'll modify it, we'll weld to it, we got to reinforce it, and then we can measure for a belt and have power steering, because we're going to end up going hydro boost, so we might as well make it work. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's going to work. The Duramax bracket is set up to be able to handle a few different things, and this bolt hole was not used in our application, but we're using it for making our bracket to hold our power steering pump. So run a tap through, clean this up. We pre-drilled. These two are the start of our bracket. Cleaned up nice. So that will start by going like that. And then with some finesse, that's gonna happen like that. I think it's gonna work out pretty well, all said and done. We're gonna take our original bracket, we're gonna weld it to both sides, we'll make a bracket across the back. It'll be nice and solid. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. Had a couple other things to take care of, but man, it feels good to actually make progress after the last few weeks. But we are getting there. We get this done, we can start putting the front of the Jeep on, we can really start buttoning this up. I have new springs coming for next week, so we can get some heavier springs for the front of this on there. Hopefully it won't be quite so bouncy. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week. But what we're gonna do first, before, let's third time's the charm. Do I need to go through all this? That's what AJ says. It's all about when AJ says it. I feel weird sitting down on the job. That's right.